There's no one single thing, Peter, but it's a combination of navigating, understanding. But there are two guiding principles. One is always focus on value. What drives value for the organization? Number two, you have to focus on your human ingenuity combined with digital platforms. So we call it amazingly human and aggressively digital.
Welcome to Technovation. I'm your host, Peter High. My guest today is Sanjib Sahoo. Sanjib is the president of Global Platforms Group at Ingram Micro, a leading technology distributor that earns roughly $48 billion in annual revenue. Sanjib took his current post in January of 2025, and in it, he leads all aspects of platform strategy across Ingram Micro to spearhead the transformation to a platform company. This includes platform development, the innovation flywheel, global growth, services and support, and the business expansion plans for Ingram Micro's platform operating model. Sanjib spent the prior 3.5 years as the chief digital officer of the company. Sanjib, welcome back to Technovation. It's great to speak with you again.
Thank you so much.
So Sanjib, I thought maybe we'd begin with a description of Ingram Micro's business as it stands now. I know there's been quite a bit of transformation that you've been leading, among others. Talk a bit about the state of the business today.
Yeah, as you know, Ingram Micro is one of the leading technology distributors. And today, through our platform Xvantage, we are becoming a B2B platform ecosystem. We work with almost 1,500 OEMs and technology vendors in the world and connect with more than 160,000 B2B partners. And we are that seamless connection between them and bringing the technology products to the market. But with Xvantage and the platform, now we are becoming a platform company.
And naturally, an important part of your new role in January of 25, you became the president of Global Platforms. Talk a bit about that role, if you would. And it's probably quite telling at this time that this role would be created. Curious about what's within your purview, please.
Yeah, I think if you look at it last 3 years, we were doing the digital transformation, building the platform, realize the value. And now my role as a president of platform group is all things platform and leading the entire platform strategy for the company as we become a platform company, right? Which means platform technology, platform development, platform expansion, growth, platform marketing, platform support, platform services. And as we work through the rest of the company and businesses, to actually bring in and work together, how we actually become a platform company, how we differentiate our experience, to our partners and our vendors through that platform. That's what I'm looking at.
And talk a bit about the rationale of becoming a platform company. You talked about some of the areas of relevance, technology development, marketing, services, et cetera. Why this change, first of all, and I'd love to have you double click a little bit further as to what it entails in becoming a platform company.
Absolutely. If you look at it, we sit between the OEMs and the vendors, all the big technology companies, the brands, and the resellers. And we touch almost 90% of the world's population. What we do is we actually take hardware, software, cloud services, all technology to the market, right? But we don't own anything. So if you look at it, a platform company generally, before even you build the platform, you are actually connecting the demand and the supply. So a platform doesn't necessarily own the mode of production, but really facilitates the means of connection. What we are doing is by creating a new experience through our network, which we have the network on demand and supply, data, which we worked a lot on AI and data to create experience 3 years ago. That was the foundation when you and I last spoke. And then an experience that connects and creates a better experience for both our customers and our vendors. We are becoming that platform ecosystem, which means the ecosystem will facilitate everybody, bringing in channel partners, vendor partners, our employees, hyperscalers, everybody together, the technology ecosystem. That's what it means to become a platform company. In the meantime, in the last couple of years or so, we have built in 29 million lines of code. We have almost 30 patents pending. We have built more than 100 AI models to actually facilitate this Xvantage platform. That is the ecosystem and the foundation to us creating that seamless experience between our vendor partners and our customers.
Talk about the genesis of Xvantage platform, which seems to be the critical element that you've referred to multiple times here. I'd be interested in the genesis story around it and how long it's been in place and the evolution that it's taken on across that time.
Absolutely. We had done a lot of work as a company. We are a 45-year-old company. Done a lot of work to the foundation with cloud and investing on cloud and cloud marketplaces, right? With that foundation, we started the Xvantage journey in 2022, and we built the data foundation. The first hire I did was, bring in, a chief data officer. We actually, hired talent from a lot of companies, technology companies from there. And then we started building engines, intelligent engines powered by data and AI, and the experience, which is 3 experience platform: an experience for our customers, experience for our employees, and experience for our vendor partners, right? And we started going countries. Today, Xvantage is live in 16 countries, and we have come a long way. We have about 20 intelligent engines that actually cater the experience. And what we are seeing is, more and more our vendor partners, our customers are utilizing the capabilities. Today, what we have is, few differentiated experience. If the platform personalizes the experience for any persona, be it a customer, vendor, and an employee, it actually solves problems in the industry. Can we price queues? In this industry, we have special pricing, rebates, etc. Can we price queues real time in the platform? Can we do complex codes and configurations in minutes and seconds? Can we actually do hardware, software, cloud all in one platform, together? Take the friction out. Can we actually use AI to push recommendations, to push, insights so that our partners can figure out how they can go to market, utilize that data and insights to make their business more profitable? And we also built our own Gen AI framework to actually take any format our vendors or customers can come in and without them changing, transform that to integrate with us. So we have done a lot of evolution of this platform. Remember, we did not latch on to AI. We started with the data and AI as a foundation of Xvantage. It was an AI-driven self-learning platform. We started the journey in 2022 because we had 45 years of data and we aggregated that and started creating the experience. Now, we build the platform every day. We learn every day. We take feedback loops from the partners every day. And there is an evolution where we are using the platform to actually change the way we drive experience for our partners. So instead of having the platform just a tool helping the business, we are becoming the platform to become the business as a platform company ecosystem, whereas we create those differentiated experience between our vendor partners, and our, customers.
Really great description and fascinating to hear more about the way in which you've thought about laying the groundwork to be able to set a better foundation for the expansion in the areas that you talked about. You mentioned developing your own Gen AI framework, and I'd love to have you describe that in greater detail, something that's been layered into that foundation to make this work better, it sounds like. Can you talk a bit about the substance of that in greater detail, please?
Yeah, as much as I can share, if you look at it, we have our own AI center of excellence that we built, and we have data scientists and our teams working on different models, AI models, frameworks. And this framework is, if you look at any format, we actually look at the format, use our AI framework to transform that format to what is Xvantage or Ingram Micro format, and then integrate with, our platform. And if there is any exceptions, then you actually look at the exceptions. The idea is our models help us to do decisions. For example, if you have emails, today emails come in, and then we actually take those emails, use our AI to read those emails, process them to orders, and only work on exceptions. So what we are doing is these models and frameworks, combination of multiple solutions that we have built and researching it, it is learning from the data constantly and evolving to help the business better. Keep in mind, it's not perfect. No algorithm is always perfect. What is the philosophy is incrementally better. So today it can have X% exceptions. Tomorrow it can be little more, less exception. So it is evolving like that. That's our thought process in AI, that we are looking at our data and AI around models and framework to look at these business problems and solve them that can help to create a differentiated experience for us in the industry.
And Sanjib, you've also written about the importance of mindset over algorithms and deriving value from AI. I'd love to have you describe what you mean by that.
If you look at it, AI is nothing new, right? AI was there since 1950s. The chatbot was in 1960s. The way to approach is we have to first focus on the why, focus on the business case. A lot of the times we try to start with an AI strategy and try to fit our business in it. Whereas we have to figure out what's our business strategy and try to use the capabilities of AI. Now, this strategy, which actually works, is a mindset about learning new things, focusing on the art of possible, but also an understanding that imperfection is okay. You have to be imperfectly perfect. No algorithm first will be perfect. When you go to Netflix today, you want, first time you're logging in, all the movies are not exactly what you want to watch. But if you keep on watching it, using it, then it becomes better. So AI and humans have to work together. The more you use it, the more it will be incrementally better and better every single day. That's the essence of AI. You can write the best algorithm, but if it is not used to solve a problem, if it is not used by humans, if it is not used by your employees and your partners to really solve real problems, it's not going to work. So shiny technology is pointless. It will be only a POC if it really does not show up in the tangible results that you want to create.
Talk a bit about the team that you've built around you. Again, a recent role that you've taken on. What is the makeup of the team that is helping bring this to life, Sanjib?
Yeah, the team is what is it? It's a group that is divided into a few pillars, right? We have platform technology, where think about the CTO, the chief technology officer, product officer, the data, infrastructure security is one bucket, platform technology. We have platform business operations, where we have a group that helps growth and acceleration of all the platform and using the platform to help us grow our business. We have marketing, using digital and platform marketing. We have platform support and services, where we look at how we move to support the business units from as transactions to exceptions. We are doing customer support. So it's a group formed about the entire platform strategy, technology, support and services, platform business operations, all of that. The idea is how we look at the model to really focus on few areas. One is, how do we help the organization grow utilizing the capabilities of the platform with bring in revenue? How we do operational excellence and optimize our operations, our cost to serve, by really looking at the automation and the capabilities that we meet. So that's how we are trying to build.
Very, very interesting. And your prior responsibilities as chief digital officer, have they been handed to somebody else? Is it subsumed as part of your current set of responsibilities? How does that work?
Yeah, it is consumed because it's not somebody else. What happens, we were digitally transforming, and now we have the foundation of a platform. Now it's about operationalizing the platform, helping us to become that platform company, how we actually tie all the pieces together and really help the company grow. So we have built a foundation. Now, how about really operationalizing the platform? That's the whole thought process. So there's no new CDO in the organization. We also have distributed that to, as I said, the platform technology, a shared responsibility with some of my leaders who owns technology, product, data, they have divided the responsibility.
Yeah. You've talked about the ecosystem that is impacted by this. I wonder how you interact with that ecosystem to understand the differing needs and differing means of interaction that have informed the way in which you evolve the platform.
There are multiple ways, like very frequently, me and our CEO, we both interact with the regional leaders, the country leaders who run, operate the businesses, to understand what is working, what is not working, where are you seeing the value, where are we seeing the growth, where are you seeing the opportunities. Then we also have our customer feedback forums where we get in feedback. So my product team is aligned with, working with the customer feedback forums to understand what is working, what is not working, and take that feedback into the product development lifecycle. We also have our vendor engagement teams, which work with, some of the vendor partners, bringing that feedback in how we, look at our vendor platform. So there are multiple sources of revenue feedback. It all comes to a process where we prioritize, like we cannot do everything, but the idea is that we listen. We are listening to the feedback. Sometimes you have to listen and execute and prioritize. Sometimes you have to lead. So it's the question of balancing the art of possible with the art of feasible. Through the innovations, we are bringing in a new experience to the market to show the art of possible to our customers. Also, listening to the customers, it understands what is actually feasible. Some of them, and get their feedback to calibrate and tweak that and really focus. Ultimately, also, as an organization, we have to focus on priority and follow the money, where the value is, how we can actually help, how we can help our partners for them to be profitable. All that comes to a process that we think through. And it's not always perfect, right? We have to calibrate, but the goal is how do we actually take that inputs into a product development lifecycle.
As you noted at the outset, Sanjib, yours is an organization that has a storied history, and with that history comes a tremendous amount of experience to leverage. It comes with a lot of legacy to transform, a lot of modernization that is necessary. And as you mentioned through the conversation, that's been an area of understandable focus across your tenure with the organization. I wonder if you could talk a little bit further about some of the key ingredients beyond the ones already covered that have helped set that better foundation to enable all that you've described.
I think if you are trying to transform or change a 45 company, a massive organization, it's not always easy, right? So, and transformation doesn't have a stop sign. It has to be a DNA that we are always focusing on doing something which is art of possible, looking for the same goal. So the idea is that how you rally the whole organization under a common vision to become a B2B platform ecosystem, become a platform organization. And then you have to listen, right? Sometimes, there has to be compassion in understanding why you are, and have empathy. At the same time, use examples to explain, who you are. We have to let go sometimes the mindset to become who you want to be. So there is a fine balance between calibrating and navigating the organization. So it's a combination of listening, making ground, and taking ground. How you listen, understand. You cannot make everybody happy, right? You sell ice cream otherwise. But at the same time, how you use data, because data doesn't have emotions, to calibrate and understand that what are the main problems in the different parts of the organization, what are the challenges, and use the technology and platform to solve those challenges and get quick wins. And quick wins build credibility, and credibility drives, value, and navigating. And sometimes there's a balance. Sometimes adoption is not an option. Sometimes you have to be patient to figure out which problem you solve first. So there's no one single thing, Peter, but it's a combination of navigating, understanding. But there are two guiding principles. One is always focus on value. What drives value for the organization? Number two, you have to focus on, your human ingenuity combined with digital platforms. So we call it amazingly human and aggressively digital. Both have to work together in tandem.
That's fantastic. I appreciate you sharing that insight as well. As I'm hearing you talk about and stressing the fact that algorithms are not perfect, I know you also talk about and have written about leadership is also about not expressing the fact that you're not perfect and being vulnerable with the teams that you lead. So it's actually interesting sort of melding of philosophy from a leadership perspective, as well as a recognition of the limits of technology as well. Talk a bit about your philosophy from that perspective, if you would.
Yeah, it's a great question, Peter. And I would say I've changed a lot as a person, as a leader last few years, because when you are actually early part of your career or when you're growing, you always tend to do well. You tend to be perfect. You want to be strong as a leader. But what I've realized is that when you try to be too perfect, then you actually alienate people, because what you create is, sometimes aiming for perfection, makes you detach from your teams or from people around you. But when you accept vulnerability, when you accept mistakes, I made a lot of mistakes. I keep learning every day and I'm trying to be better every day. When you actually have that approach about I want to learn, I want to be better, and it's a calibration I made, last few years, a lot of experiences I learned, then what you do is you actually connect with people better. You understand them better. And I think, today's leadership calls for vulnerability, because no one person can know everything and no one person can do everything. So you have to think big, but act small. And when you act small, you sometimes make mistakes, calibrate, then you ask for help, figure out how people can help you. And if you open up to your teams, about your vulnerability, you actually build that bond of human connection that actually makes leadership beyond leadership. It's about partnership. So either you want to become a leader which is really perfect, or you want to create a partnership where you actually gravitate people towards the same goal by exposing your vulnerability, sharing your concerns, and understanding their concerns as well. Again, not perfect. I am no means perfect. I have 1,000 flaws. But I think that's the calibration I feel that today's leadership about sharing, caring, and working together. And at times make decisions, listen to all, make decisions. Other times doesn't work, say, we tried, didn't work, take accountability and move on. That's what I feel is the new form of leadership, that at least I'm trying to become.
Very, very well said. I appreciate those perspectives as well. I wanted to ask you here now, relatively early in 2025, as you look ahead, any other trends beyond the ones that we've just discussed? Any other new technologies that are particularly intriguing to you that are making their way onto your roadmap?
Agentic AI. I think that agentic AI has a lot of opportunity. Again, not just POC, but how do we use agentic AI to understand the behavior and functions of an organization, where you can mimic an agentic AI to help a human to focus more on cognitive and relationships and building and growth versus doing things that you do not need to do. And how do you merge agentic AI into an organization that has humans and AI both is very interesting to me. And there's no right answer, but it's definitely something that we should explore in and understand. If you look at the entire organization and cost structure, how do you look at more on value and focus your humans resource more on value and use AI, and especially agentic AI, to things like, supporting tickets, customers, giving you analysis. So it's an interesting thing that we should explore and keep an eye on. It definitely piques my interest to keep an eye on. Now, like every new technology, there's always possibility and promise. And there is difference between being a POC versus going to enterprise scale. So I don't know yet, but I think that's something that I'm keeping an eye on right now. Very new thing.
And as you think about agentic AI, among other areas of growth and interest and curiosity, I wonder, how do you tap your own ecosystem to understand where the potential value is? How do you think about the exploration of new tech trends, new technologies, even new companies that might be suitable for partnership with an organization like Ingram Micro?
Great question. It's few different ways, right? We have our own technology teams, right? Product teams, technology teams. We are seeing what is working, what is not working, right? Because you're using them. We have our own AI models. We're looking at our data. We are looking at what works, doesn't work. Then we have our partner ecosystem, where we see what is the demand, what are our partners buying, what are they solving, what are they solutioning. And we have our vendor ecosystem with all the OEMs, where we see what products are doing better, what is coming to the market, what is emerging. So you have to look at the entire ecosystem. You can read trends and news, but I think news is great. What you really see is understanding the demand curves from your partners, the supply curve from your vendors, and your own usage in your own company, and match, triage all of them to figure out what is the next thing that you should do on, what is promise versus what's real value, what are the right bets, because ultimately I think today's leader, at least my job is twofold, right? One, to help grow the business, the organization, but also keep an eye on platform capabilities, which is innovative technologies. How do you match the technologies that are the right technologies, which can create value, solving a business problem? That match is very important because there's a lot of cool technologies, but the art of winning is how do you match to use the coolest technology to solving the most complex problem that you have and create true value that can take your organization forward. That's the piece that you have to triangulate all the time.
Well, Sanjib, thank you so much for sharing a bit about your exciting new role, the progress the team and you have already made, as well as a look forward as to what's to come. It's been a fascinating conversation as always.
Thank you so much, Peter. I appreciate you taking the time and asking me to share my journey. I'm excited.
It certainly seems that way.